Welcome back, Bison Nation. My name is Charlotte Davignon, and tonight I'll be taking you through campus, local, and national news. Stick around. The first Quick Trip in Fargo-Moorhead area opened on Thursday, October 9th on Main Avenue, Southeast in South Moorhead. Our ribbon cutting and open house will be held on October 30th. 7 more locations are set to open soon. Moorhead and Dilworth stores will operate under Quick Trip's name, while Fargo locations will be known as Quick Star. Upcoming openings include Moorhead on October 23rd, Dilworth on November 6th, and Fargo's first opening will be November 20th. The stores will feature updated amenities, expanded space, and a new design. Purdue Pharma and members of the Sackler family have agreed to a $7.4 billion settlement, one of the largest in U.S. history, over their role in an opioid crisis. The makers of OxyContin face thousands of lawsuits accusing them of aggressive and misleading marketing that fueled addiction and overdose deaths nationwide. Under the settlement, the company will be reconstructed, and the Sackler family will cede ownership. Though they admit no wrongdoing, funds will go toward treatment, education, and prevention efforts in the communities that were hit the hardest by the crisis. A tornado that had tore through eastern North Dakota in June has officially been upgraded to a Category F5. National Weather Service in Grand Forks has confirmed on Monday, October 6th, that the tornado had winds topping up to 210 miles per hour, making it the first F5 in the U.S. in more than a decade. The storm touched down near Enderline, starting in its 12-mile path of destruction, which led to killing 3 people. Investigators say that the upgraded rating comes after determining the tornado has tossed a train car around 500 feet and then leveled a farmstead. Only 60 F5 tornadoes have been recorded nationwide since 1950, and the last one struck in Oklahoma in 2013. Police are still searching for suspects after a robbery last week at a local credit union in downtown Barnesville. Officials say 2 masked individuals broke in early Tuesday morning, using a stolen vehicle to ram through the front entrance. They took cash from an ATM and escaped in a second getaway car. No one was hurt, but the damage to the building was extensive. Anyone with information is urged to contact Barnesville Police. 1 suspect has already been arrested. On Saturday, October 4th, a skydiving instructor was killed in Nashville, Tennessee, after a tandem jump went tragically wrong. Police say the instructor became separated from the student and their parachute during the descent. The student was found hanging about 50 feet up in a tree with a parachute deployed. He was stuck there for multiple hours before firefighters used a pulley system to get him down safely. The 35-year-old instructor was later found dead in a clearing a few miles away and was not wearing a harness. Authorities say the 3 other skydivers who had jumped just before landed without any incidents, and the plane returned to a nearby airport. Federal Aviation Administration and National Transportation Safety Board are currently investigating the cause of the failed jump. Fargo police are investigating a hit and run that left a moped driver injured on October 7th. It happened just after 6 a.m. at the roundabout where Main Avenue meets 2nd Street. Officers say a vehicle failed to yield, forcing the moped rider to lay the bike down to avoid a collision. The driver of the other vehicle did not stop and left the scene. The moped rider was taken to the hospital, and their condition has not been released. Anyone who had witnessed the incident or has information is asked to contact Fargo Police. 1 person was found dead Thursday, October 9th, after a collision between a combine and a BNSF railway train. This sparked a locomotive fire and a derailment just northwest of Page. Authorities say it happened around 11 a.m. on 133rd Avenue Southwest, when the combine struck the front of a westbound train. The impact caused the lead locomotive to catch on fire and derailed around 20 train cars. The train's engineer and conductor escaped safely and weren't injured. The combine driver died from injuries at the scene. Coming up next is Sports with Jack and Weather with Henry.
I'm your friend.
I am your coworker.
I'm your neighbor.
There's no set person that defines who needs help in North Dakota.
Every little thing we do is
I play cards with your grandmother every week.
Hunger is becoming more and more widespread and more known because there are people standing up and saying, hey, this can't happen. We can't be having this in our state, in our community.
You let me in.
I sit next to you in math class.
It's proving that they're learning better and they're not coming to school so hungry on Monday morning. We're engaging them and we're helping them learn. I mean, people want to help their fellow citizens, and in this food bank, in this agency, that is exactly what's happening, is people really, truly care.
I'm here.
I'm here to change the faces.
I'm here to change the faces of hunger.
My name is Addie Stewart, and I graduated from NDSU in the Department of Communication in 2018. My degree was in strategic communication, and I'm the communications specialist for the city of West Fargo. That includes social media, press releases, breaking news, interviews, media relations, and more. I went into communication because I wanted to do something I was passionate about. There were so many opportunities. I knew I could work for nonprofits, government, small business, agency work. Professors in the department definitely impacted me a lot in my life, making sure that once I graduated college, I knew I could get a job here just because of the connections in the department and the great morale that was in Fargo. Future students should definitely come to NDSU because it's a degree like no other here.
Welcome back to Bison Sports. I'm Jack Higgins. 2 weeks ago, the Bison traveled to Normal, Illinois, taking on the Illinois State Redbirds and defeating them 33-16, moving to 5-0 on the season. Quarterback Cole Payton went 12 for 14, throwing 194 yards and 1 touchdown, and rushed 15 times for 79 yards. He also scored 2 two-point conversions and 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, helped the Bison overcome the Redbirds. Barika Kapenu rushed 14 times for a season high of 116 yards, including a 42-yard touchdown run in the first half to put the Bison up 15-9. Defensive juggernaut Nathaniel Staling continues to break up offenses, finishing the game with a game and career-high 11 tackles plus a fumble recovery. The Bison played at home over the weekend, taking on the Southern Illinois Salukis. Next week, they traveled to Brookings, facing the South Dakota State Jackrabbits in the border battle. In other Bison sports news, girls soccer lost to the Jackrabbits last Sunday in South Dakota 2-0, falling to 5-9 on the season. They had the week off before facing the North Dakota Hawks on Sunday at Dakota Field. I was at the game, and here's that footage. The North Dakota State women's soccer team faced the North Dakota Hawks on Sunday, October 12th. The Bison fell 1-0 after a goal in the second half off of a free kick by midfield senior Yui Fuji. It was their second to last home game this season, with the final game coming this Thursday, October 16th versus Kansas City.
And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star...
Assistant coach Ashley St. Alban.
North Dakota State controlled much of the possession and outshot North Dakota, but could not find the back of the net. The Bison held a 12-8 advantage in total shots and 7-4 edge in shots on goal while maintaining 58% possession. The Bison were able to generate a few good looks in the first half, with shots on goal from players like Hannah Arnold, Isabel Garcia, and Michaela Kharkov. However, the UND defense, along with senior goalkeeper Peyton Mulberry, shut down the Bison, stopping every attack they brought. The goal from Yui Fuji came in the 61st minute, and the Hawks were in control for the remainder of the game. The Bison attempted a late second half comeback, but it fell short. The team falls to 5-10 overall in the season and 1-4 in conference play. For Bison Sports, I'm Jack Higgins. The Minnesota Timberwolves started their preseason last week against the Denver Nuggets. After getting a jersey rebrand over the offseason, they looked to bounce back from their trip to the conference finals last year, falling to the Dallas Mavericks in 5 games. Star Anthony Edwards led the team last season, averaging 27.6 points per game, which was 4th best in the NBA. The team also re-signed key players such as fan-favorite center Naz Reid to a 5-year, $125 million deal over the offseason, and forward Julius Randle to a 3-year, $100 million contract. The Minnesota Wild played their first regular season game last Thursday against the St. Louis Blues. After losing key players like goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury to retirement and defenseman Freddie Gaudreau to the Seattle Kraken, they signed winger Vladimir Tarasenko and re-signed goaltender Philip Gustafsson and center Marco Rossi. They look to travel further than ever this season, having not made it past the first round of the playoffs since 2016. For more Bison sports news, here's Grant Hubbard and Ethan Eibach with their sports show, Bison Overtime.
Wait for it. They're going for two. They're going for two. What are they going to dial up on the two-point conversion? Let's go to the water tower and find out. Quarterback Power gets it in there, 15-9 Bison. They extend the lead. Now 3rd and 2, Rittenhouse. Going to Sobkowitz again, picks up 7 yards, Illinois State 40. And Ethan, this is a live shot of what was keeping ESPN Plus broadcast. We'll keep it on the air all night. Give that guy some overtime for all the heavy lifting he was doing. Here's the situation. ESPN Plus and the Valley have a separate contract. They've had about a decade-long contract to have a game of the week per se. That's how I would describe it. So this is, as you can see behind us, I'll throw it up on the screen. This is the WDAY extra game of the week that I called on Friday night between Davies and Shanley. To the naked eye, Ethan, which one looks better in your mind?
I'm going to say WDAY.
I think you're right. And the reason I said is because the bottom there, that's a 1-camera operation. 1 camera.
Yep.
The top one there is a 7-camera operation, including the water tower cam that we saw as well.
Yep.
That's unacceptable, okay? Unacceptable. So WDY does high school sports. You know, they do that game of the week as well, and we've seen it, as we just saw.
Did I scare you? Well, that's what we do here in Bison weather. It's October. 53-35 for our highs and our lows today. As you can see here, it is also partly cloudy, precipitation at 5%, humidity at 5%, and wind at 14 miles an hour. It's still fairly cold. It's getting colder as we speak. Moving to this week's weather, 52, 58, and 58 with mostly cloudy, partly cloudy, and rain on Thursday. So you better not put away those raincoats just yet. 42, 47, and 42. This weekend, as you can see, we're seeing here, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're seeing 59, 65, and 56, 41, 42, and 40 with mostly cloudy skies. Moving on to national temperatures, it is actually starting to get very cold. As you can see here in Montana, we're actually seeing a bit of snow. Who knew? October, snow, not me. See, in this part of the country, we're seeing a lot of cooler temperatures in the 50s and 60s, lower 60s, and higher 50s. And on this side of the country, we're also seeing a bit of cold temperatures too. Now, the American South always staying a little warm, as is typical at this time of year. Well, that's all I got for weather today. I hope you guys have a great week. Roll Herd, and I'm going to go to Quick Trip now.
Thank you, Henry, for the weather. And that's all we got for you guys this week. Thanks for watching the Bison Information Network. And remember to roll herd.